Alright, here we are getting this gold hog matting in here. And I was just using a little different way of putting it in. There's a little rounded edge down here and it makes it, you know, too snug down there. But I got these edges snug as a bug in a rug. And I'm cutting it with my miter box actually. And I'm cutting a 4-degree angle on the moss, so it just drops right in and it's snug. There's no playing around. I just figured you using a razor it'd be too hard to get it that exact. So we'll get on the other camera and show you how we're getting it in there. See if I can bring it down. This loose box feels a little narrower at the bottom. Hard to see it, but get this other camera, or we'll show you first how we're doing it. And it is wavy, so you can't really use a square because it flexes and bends. But the piece, my fence is big enough for a piece, so as long as it's touching the fence all the way down and not bowing out like usually when you're cutting a new piece, it kind of has a bow to it. But having pretty good luck doing it like this, so what I'm doing is measuring and putting a scratch in it. Put this piece of plastic on it, and that's just so I can hold it down, because if I try to hold it here, it's flexy, and man, if it bends around in there, that saw blade will grab it and jerk it right out of my hands. So we'll get this other tripod set up and we'll make another cut here. Alright, there we go. So I'll take a look at it. Yep. Putting a 4-degree angle on it just to compensate for that roundness at the bottom of the sleuth box where they bent it. Don't want to waste any, so we're just going to take off as little as possible, man. Don't want to waste that stuff. Helps to go slow too, or it gets warm and starts grabbing. See if you can see how clean the edge is too. I don't know if you can see the angle that I put in it, but that's what I'm doing there. And then to measure it, I'm just using a little scraper, poker, ring puller, whatever you want to call it, 10 3/16. I just kind of scratch the rubber right there. Four degrees the other way. Get all the rubber out of there. I'm just making sure that I'm touching the fence so it is square, because if it ain't, you just kind of push it and the stickiness of it keeps it there. And the weight, man, this stuff is heavy, he wasn't kidding. So much for a lightweight eye banker. Right there. Measure twice, cut once. gotta be careful doing it like this. That last little bit just cleaned off the knife, or pick it off. See how that thing fits in there. Alright. Bam. You can see that I got it. I mean, it's as tight as you can get it. So that's what we're doing. We'll see how this scrubber cuts. It's a little thicker and got a different detail. I don't know. I'm gonna try it once and hopefully I don't ruin it. But here we go. We're getting gold hog matting put in a jiffy. So we'll be right back. Alright, here goes scrubber mat. A little nervous about it because of this raffle. And I'm thinking cutting it with the raffle up towards the front so the blade doesn't grab it and try to peel it around right there. So we're going to go ahead and give this a shot. I already made the first cut. I think we'll be safe. Famous last words. 4 degree back the other way. Sure making a mess. Dun 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 dun. Probably break the saw if it catches. I don't know. Probably break the guard. Check that little scratch I put in it. Sure, Adrian, yeah. Might be a tad long, but better that than too short. A little scary, you can feel it grabbing. But if you've done interior trim for many years, you get to know your saw. See how that one fits in there. Oh, it goes that way. I'm a little short on it. Dang it. Good thing, I think this loose box down here is a little wider. Up here is wider, down here is narrower. Yeah. That, and I went down and down so many times, but shoot. Pretty dang close. I think that next one I'll just go ahead and make it a tad longer, just because I have to cut through it so many times so it doesn't get hot and blow up on me. So we'll be back. I'm pretty confident I can get the rest of it cut without videotaping it. You guys got the idea there. Little scary, but the results are fantabulous. So we will be back with more of the Trommel high banker build. Alright, here we are. Got 2 more pieces of mat. And the UR, actually it cuts better upside down. Otherwise these little fingers, little grooves here start moving around and it'll catch. I didn't blow nothing up, didn't catch anything. This stuff almost did it. Rolled back on the cut, so I cut that upside down. This stuff here, I'm going to go ahead and I'll cut this edge and then slide it back over and cut this edge on the last piece to keep that rib facing back towards the fence. Otherwise it'll want to do the same thing and it's way up on the blade as you come down through. So, and on this one I didn't actually go all the way through, I just quit and finished it with the razor. So we'll cut that one, and then I have the razor back here still to cut, and I'll do the same on that and cut it on this side and then come over and cut that. But I actually need to make my sleuth box a foot longer. We got it all in there, and I got some more UR matting that I'm gonna go ahead and put up here on a tray that slides out. Actually, I'm gonna use my 1/4 inch mat and minor moss right here to slow the dirt down so it doesn't just flood out the system. Down here is where I'll have the UR by itself, more of it. So got all the UR up there, and I got it just fit snug, but it's not so snug it doesn't come out, you know. If you pull on it, I haven't taped it together or nothing yet. It's pretty nice, and I think the way I'll hold it in is just make a board that spans over here and actually pinches the sleuth together. You know, everything's really tight. All my edges are right on the money right now, and it comes right out. So I think once I just make that board that just pulls it in, that'll keep it from sliding out. And I won't have to reach up in here and mess around. I'm going to do a little bit of carbon so it'll slide under my original mat holder there. But I'm going to have it just slide under with ease so I don't have to monkey with it and wrestle it all the time. I used to have to wedge it up in there with the screwdriver. And yeah, I think now once I get this all taped and glued together, I just slide it in and then pinch the box together and it won't go nowhere. But we got to make it a foot longer before we cut those last 2 pieces. And so there, I'm going to do that last. I'm going to get on these trays. I got to cut a hole. Do that with the jigsaw right here so I can pull it out. It won't be so hard to clean it all out of there. So we will be back with more of the Trommel high banker build. Got these trays going, getting the sides clamped on one at a time, and then we got this hole over here cut. So we're moving along, pulled the matting out, and went ahead and just cut that all out with my jigsaw over here. They make a plexiglass blade, so got that all cut out, and we'll be back once I get this tray built up for it. Little test pan of my super concentrate. This was just a teaspoon of 30 mesh I panned down. Thought about making a video panning all my sizes, 30, 50, and 100 mesh, my super concentrate, after I demagnetized it. Heck, maybe I'll pan some of the magnetite down and see what I might be losing in it. But we'll see. We got this high banker pretty far along in the trommel wheel. We just got to cut that pipe off, put a hub on it, and that thing's done. And we got the trays done, all the mats in. Show you this tray here. It's got the UR mat in there. So now you can pull it out and clean it out nice and easy. And I'll do a little silicone around the edge of this so it'll kind of hold it out. And then I'll just put my little clamps from that noisy, irritating raffle system there. That thing used to clang around the trunk and drive me crazy. So we'll use those latches to pull on that silicone and tighten up this so we don't got water flying out of it. So we'll do that, and then got this tray in here too that'll slide out underneath the trommel, and I did the minor moss so that it will help slow some of the dirt so it's just not flying out through the system. And then I used my old 1/4 inch stuff that I had glued down here before. It was catching a lot of gold and it's hard to get out with it glued down there. So we just use that up there because I want to save what I have left is the UR mat. We're going to do a flare out here and make the sleuth box a little wider to slow the water down. And kind of got the idea from the MSI sleuth machine that the Todd Hoffman guys were using. So, and I was going to finish it off with the UR. I'll add another foot of 10 inches to get my other piece of scrubber and razorback in there. And at the end of that, I'll flare it out and put 3 pieces of UR. And then that should tell me what the system up here could be missing. And I don't know, just kind of figured if they do it in that MSI wash plant, why not put it in this little baby wash plant here? So yeah, there we go. Got the high banker going. We just need to get a few more parts, some PVC, and we'll get her done. Till next time. This rubber on the saw, I just kind of wanted to go over a couple things. This last one rolled up on me, kind of got nicked up, but I cut it on a 4-degree angle because the sleuth box, that round corner in the bottom. But what happened is I was cutting the plastic PVC, so I changed my blades and put a old sharp or old dull one in there. And I was cutting a little fast and it caught it. Scared the hell out of me more than anything. But so the key to it is you got to have a brand new sharp blade, interior trim sharp, and then you got to slowly cut it. You don't want to get it hot. You have to have a fence, you know, at least as big as the piece you're cutting. So when you're checking for squareness up against the fence and pushing the mat so that it is square and straight, because it's wavy, it flexes real easy. And then when you're cutting it, I recommend a slide saw too, because you got to work it back and forth. You can't just come down and just chop it. It doesn't work. You got to cut a little bit at a time. And a piece of wood and plastic to hold down, and you should be good. And I think on these next pieces I'll cut it close to what I want, and then I'll come back and shave it right to size. And then this way, if it does catch and grab, it doesn't mess up your edge. You're still going to come back and shave off an 1/8 inch. And shaving it works great when you're just shaving the edges. You don't have to be near as careful or slow, but when you start heating it up, it wants to move into the blade. And so yeah, just careful with that, but it worked pretty good. Show you all the edges. Get the light on it so it's on both sides. And they're right up against the edge. And I'm just gonna put a strap on it to pull it in, pinch it in tighter. And it's not too snug where it won't come out. You know, just drops right in. So if that helps anybody, or if anybody likes it, got the right tool to do it, that'll get you so you're not losing any gold down the side. Or I seen the tape trick in some of the install videos, but I looked at it all and was just like, I'm gonna try my chop box, and it worked. So there you have it. Until next time.